You're tuned into the New Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at BringingDownTheBand.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, and Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the New Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
Episode 153 of the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. I make incredible beats that are reasonably priced. Holla at your boy. We'll get y'all some details out here in these streets. Longevity is
When's the last time you sold a beat?
I know, right? Hey,
Best start to a show.
That's one of the best ever.
Son.
You know, some people send them in, man. I've had some invoices, but I don't talk out here in these streets.
Damn,
You know
Daniel.
I'm not saying like
Lone
when's the
King.
last.
I know where
Lone
I know
came
where
in
you're going. I know where you're going, though.
On this episode,
I can't tell you the
hottest
last-
he's ever come.
That's-
I know where you're going.
I can't tell you the last
into an
time. I can't
episode.
tell you the last time I sold a beat.
It's producer talk. I know where you're going. I know where you're going. Across the table, starting off hot for this episode, Ableton professor at Academics, music producer, super producer, I call him, and founder of
I don't
BringingDownTheBand.com.
sell beats.
Longevity, how are you, sir? You bought your bread, though. Don't do that. You
Yeah,
bought your
hi,
bread.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. Doing well out here.
Good to see you
In
as
these
always.
streets.
I see you with the Take That 13 anniversary joint on.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Metronome. Jay
Yeah.
Moore's in the building as well. Across the table, rocking the fresh Outkast 20th anniversary joint. It was a good time back in the day, brother. DJ extraordinaire, CEO of Printfinity, and also longtime contributor to BringingDownTheBand.com, DJ Jay Diff.
Salutations.
What's happening?
What's up, Mike?
It's a concert shirt, correct?
It is.
Yeah.
It was their last performance together in Atlanta.
Man, that's tough.
Yep.
Good
Centennial
experience.
Park. Great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deja vu.
I know. I'm sure they did heat from. They ran the
That
gamut,
whole
like
day
they
was
did
amazing.
everything. Yeah.
They was there. 𝐀𝐿 was there.
Did they do elevators live?
Of course they
I
did.
love elevators, man. That's one of my favorite.
I like
Outkast
Erykah
songs.
Badu was there.
Ah,
Yeah, it
putting
was
that
amazing.
potion. You know, she got that aura that come off of her, man. That potion.
Yeah,
that
they
be
did.
out there.
They did your favorite song
What's that?
with Erykah Badu, CeeLo,
Oh my goodness, Liberation.
Liberation.
Love Liberation, man.
Yeah.
That's top 5 all time for Outkast. To my immediate left, DJ extraordinaire, avid Chicago sports fan as well. The incomparable DJ Spoolz.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
Fresh Cubs hat as always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worn it a lot.
Yeah. I know we don't really.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, of course. You know, I got to give props, give credit when credit's due. I know we don't really do the sports thing anymore, but I see your boy Madden. They sent him to the crib, man.
He's out.
So hopefully y'all get somebody else to replace him.
What are you doing, Ryan Sandberg? Come
Hey.
coach the Cubs. No, it sucks
talk
to see
about
Joe
ticket
go.
sales.
He was a great coach, man. 5 years. I think he was only there 5 years, but only time we didn't go to the playoffs technically was this year.
Hey,
Quite a dive at the end of this season, which sucked. I don't know, man. I know the other fans aren't too happy with Theo Epstein. They think he should have been the one that went, and they should have kept Joe. But we'll see. We'll see
Shout
how this
out.
all shakes out.
shout out to my boy Gino from the Bigs. He speaks highly of Madden and says that he thinks he should stay. I don't know where he is on the Theo joint, but he definitely thinks Madden should stay. So, hey, y'all got a championship. He was a coach, so he has that on his resume. Kansas City Mac is in the building as well. The voice of Indianapolis, former radio personality as well. Jay Moore, what's happening?
You know, just getting it how I
We
live.
got you on the couch, you know what I'm talking about? So
Yeah,
we,
it's all
you know,
good, though.
got to keep it limited, but good to see you, brother, as always.
You know, good to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so let's see. Let's jump into a couple things here. Now, this happened actually earlier today for me, unless I'm sleeping. You know, one of the disses was dropped yesterday. But Shaq and Dame Lillard have been going at it. Dame Lillard, who actually is a better rapper than I thought. I have to give him credit. I was asleep. I didn't realize he had dropped as many projects as he did. And he's actually pretty talented. I'm not going to front.
Shaq is still the best rapping basketball player
Of all time.
that has ever released an album.
Okay. And he talked about that in his diss. But he came at Dame DOLLA as he goes by. And I know this stems from the Joe Budden podcast when, you know, Joe was talking about the same conversation about best rappers all time that hoop. And he's like, you know, Shaq was just looked at as Shaq. He wasn't looked at as a dude that could rap. He's just pretty much using his name. if you think about it, Shaq album, he had Big, RZA, Method Man, like he had some features on that album. Like he reached
Don't forget
out
about the Fushnikins.
Yes, sir. So he had some features on that album.
His single, I Got Skills, was
Come
cold.
on, man.
If you had a ride back then with some speakers in it,
come on, man.
that shit was banging.
Def Jeff and who else was on that? Where you jump out the back of the truck. I remember the video.
Yeah, I
video
remember
was
Def
cold.
Jeff being on that.
I'm Outstanding. That was joint. Like Shaq had some heat.
Can't
Don't
Stop
get it
the
twisted.
Rain.
Can't Stop the Rain with Biggie.
Phil
Cole-
was my father.
Yeah,
Because my biological didn't bother.
Bava.
But
Same mother, different father.
hey, he had some heat. I ain't gonna front on Shaq. That album was solid.
Yeah.
He had no hooks with RZA and Method Man. That joint was cold. All right,
He just had good taste.
He did. He had good
Like he
good
was
taste
just-
and production features. But
But
so him and
Dame can spit though.
Dame can
can.
rap. So
He's from New Jersey, correct? Shaq
Yeah,
originally.
yeah. So Shaq dropped a diss joint, and here's the thing: his video was an IG video. It had like a puppet or something that was rapping, but he didn't record his joint. You can tell he was standing off outside of the shot and just rapping his. Dame responded with an actual crispy joint in the studio. So I thought that was strike one against Shaq because his presentation was better. But I got two lines. I got one from each. So Shaq said, take your time to respond. There's no hurry. He said, you'll never be Westbrook. You'll never be Steph Curry. And then he said, needlessly specific. I don't know what that means. He says, but he goes to talk about, you're not Shaq, you're not Bron. He said, you're more Trevor Ariza. I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah,
so he
he
talks
did
about
say that.
he talked about all the bread that he's accumulated over the time. I got more money than you. You signed this max $200 million contract. That's cool, but I got way more bread.
Why did he say he was the first person with his own shoe?
I don't know.
What was that about?
He's tripping when he said that.
He was definitely tripping.
Yeah. I mean, the Walmart joints be going though, but I think he was tripping.
How sway?
Don't do that. But Dame basically got back at him about Kobe. He says Kobe carries him, and D-Wade was the reason they won the championship. And you old, and he had diesel fuel references about Shaq calling him a Tesla versus a big truck and all that shit. But needless to say, I think it's dope to hear two NBA players actually doing hip hop shit and battling and being good. Like I thought that was pretty dope and it was entertaining to me.
It's pretty
What were y'all
entertaining.
thoughts about it?
I think it's pretty entertaining. I like it. It's better than the past few rap battles I've heard.
1000%.
So, yeah. And like I said, Shaq is the original best rapper in the NBA. Everybody in the NBA tried to have an album or rap. Kobe.
Trash.
You had AI with the
Trash.
jewels that never came out.
Trash.
Ron Artest.
Ron
Trash.
Artest, yeah. He did at least manage a girl group that was
take it.
semi-successful.
I take it you never heard Alvin Robertson's album?
I can't say that I have.
First of all, you don't remember.
You might eat those words.
When Cedric Sabalos had a joint.
I remember
that.
Produced by Warren G.
Yes,
Trash.
I do remember
Float
that.
On. You don't remember that?
Trash.
That was a smooth joint.
I remember
Good
that.
call on our Spoolz.
Victor Oladipo makes R&B.
Now he
does.
actually can sing though.
Yeah,
I ain't
he's
gonna
okay.
front on Vic. He actually can sing.
He's all right.
But the rap albums you named was trash. All that was trash.
R.I.P. Wayman Tisdale. He was a hell of a
He's a bass
played
player.
bass player?
Jazz
Yeah.
guitars, yes.
Yeah, he had some talent. But the rap
A
shit
lot.
was trash.
Yeah, I remember the video
Right.
where Kobe was rapping. He had on like the white suit, the white long ass
Wasn't that a
Trash.
Brian McKnight remix for Brian McKnight?
I don't
think
know,
so.
man.
I have a 12-inch at home,
It has 50 Cent on it.
and it has Nas on the other
Yeah.
side.
Thug
That
Poet.
Kobe did.
All I remember was Kobe in the video being like
suit. Yeah, real,
over and
real
over
lame.
again
Looking like he's from Aladdin.
with an Easter suit on. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Trying to rap with all these women running around.
Every time
Take
I think
that
of
goddamn
somebody-
Easter suit off.
Like talking about Kobe being tough, I just think of Chris Childs, like giving him I think he gave him a two-piece.
Two piece.
Yeah.
Ding, ding.
Hold on,
Yep.
Spoolz. I know. I'm glad you said that because
Not to act like I'm not certainly not
Nah.
a tough guy, but every time I think of Kobe trying to act tough, I just think of Chris Childs doing that and Kobe not doing anything.
there's a picture of Chris Childs that surfaced, and he has a shirt on with a shot of him giving him the two-piece. Like it's right across his chest on a black T-shirt.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, like
Well, there
I
was also that
I
time
would
where
rock one of those.
was it Matt Barnes that like faked through the ball in his face and
Yeah.
Kobe
Yeah,
didn't
that's
flinch
when
at all.
Matt Barnes with the Spurs. I
He was just
believe.
like just standing there and it was like Like it even made me flinch.
Yeah, Kobe's a goon down. I'm talking about in terms of scoring that ball.
Court, yeah.
But
He's not a rapper.
Chris Childs definitely gave him a nice combination
He
there.
banked him.
Yeah, and his album was trash.
He never put out a whole album.
Yeah, I
don't care what it was. Whatever that was,
Put out
was
a
trash.
12-inch.
That was trash.
Jules has it at the crib.
Yeah, that was trash. Jules was trash, my vote, like you
That
said.
never came
What
out.
about Allen? I was gonna say Allen Iverson.
I thought he dropped one joint.
He had Jules. It wasn't
Or was it a
terrible
mixed
record.
Jules never came out.
The whole album never came out.
What I'm saying is, that wasn't the name of the record. That was the name of the whole album.
Do you guys
He
recall?
was calling himself Jules as
That-
opposed to Allen Iverson.
Trash. Go ahead,
Do you guys
Spoolz.
remember Moses Malone's EP?
Stupid.
Was it better than Alvin Robertson's?
It had Kurt Rambis on the B side.
It's called I Parted the Waters.
No, it's
That's right.
Oh, I see what
It
you
was,
said.
it was a
remember
Planet
it.
Lovetron EP.
Don't do that.
Featured Mark Eaton.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Lone
AC
just,
Green was featured on that mug too.
hey, Lone just dropped a jewel with Mark Eden. You talking about?
He's got a song called "Blocks and the Ways We Go."
Shit, AC Green had a song on there called "Came Through Dripping."
Stop.
Did you know AC Green was
I don't
a
have it
virgin
anymore.
until he was like 40 or something?
Yeah, that's
like
what he
that?
said.
Yeah.
Came through dripping.
Yeah. I mean, the curl didn't help.
Nah, it actually probably
No,
did.
good for-
He
if that's
could have
what
got
he
him some
wanted.
ass back then with that curl.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
he was on
as a
Showtime. He probably
Laker?
could have had all the sex
Shit.
he wanted.
You know, they had a club. You know, that club.
Yeah,
they had a
he'd been
club
doing
at
just
the forum. Yeah,
the
Magic
forum.
could
Yeah.
have got him some ass back in the
He
80s.
probably didn't want to
Oh,
take any
don't do that.
suggestions from
Don't do
Magic.
that. Don't
I'm
do
just
that.
saying.
Don't do that. Don't
Everybody
do that.
had a curl back then.
Nah, don't do that, Jay.
Shit,
Boy.
love
Mike
you,
had
Magic.
a curl. Mike's
But-
curl caught on fire in the Pepsi
No, I'm
commercial.
talking about, but AC Green kept his curl longer than Ice Cube, though.
he did.
I really
He
feel like
kept
he
it for a
did.
long
Yo,
time.
hey, you on bullshit.
It's like Kawhi with the cornrows now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ice Cube had his curl through America's Most Wanted.
Yeah,
Yep.
he didn't get rid of his curl until Death Certificate.
Yeah,
Yeah, he still
he
had
first
it.
had to throw out in the matter of fact the Chronic video, Dr. Dre, when he came through picking out his shit.
He's like, damn right, it was a good day.
Yeah,
Then he went to he had to throw in Higher Learning.
Yeah.
And had the curl still in Boys and Hood though.
Yes.
How did they wash
Doughboy.
that curl
Doughboy.
out though?
Huh?
To the point where he could throw his joint up because it was fried. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, once you get through all the activator, you know what I'm talking about?
Nah, it don't work like that, B.
They got to get it out. You
I
don't
had
think
a
you-
curl.
Oh, you had a Q curl?
Yep,
Okay.
I did.
How you get
But
your
it looked
activator
more
out?
natural. Mine wasn't like wet like AC Green
AC Greens was wet, 100%.
and Ice Cubes. Mine
Pause.
looked
I
more
think I
like
need to say
natural.
pause.
I remember I cut that joint off and came home. My mama didn't even recognize me in the yard.
Yeah.
My curl was
You
gone.
had the stains on the back of your...
Nah, I
shirt.
just said mine wasn't wet like that.
I'm just saying, man, it could have happened.
I had a California curl. Yeah,
You
I've
never had the stains.
Not a
You
leisure
lying.
curl.
Hold on,
It's
no.
called
A le-
leisure curl.
Or as it's referred to in some places, a Hawaiian silky.
I feel you.
Nah, I wasn't a Hawaiian silky. It was a leisure curl, man. You know, my mom
There was a difference between a
beautician.
Jerry curl and a leisure curl. People don't know
I'm
that.
so proud of you for not saying brutition. I'm so proud of you because
Hawaiian silky.
yeah,
That's
Yeah, so she used to try shit out on me. So
yeah. I hate people that say Hey, Spool's stupid, man. First of all, I like that she tried
goodness.
shit out on you, but I'm proud of you for not saying brutition because that pisses me off.
yeah.
Have motherfuckers be like, "Girl, I gotta go to the brutition." I'll be wanting to fight motherfuckers to say that. There's no
I hate
such
when
thing.
I hate when I
Fight
hear them call them you know them braids they get the
Yeah.
goddess locks.
Goddess locks.
Yeah, and they call it. It's like fake
yeah.
dreadlocks.
Uh-huh.
They be calling them fox locks,
Fox
but
locks.
it's spelled F-A-U-X.
Faux
So how would
locks.
how would you pronounce that?
It's supposed to be faux.
Yeah, it's
No,
not
it's
fox.
Faux.
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 Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Faux locks.
I'm not French or whatever, but I think that's faux.
yeah.
That's
It's fox locks.
Hey, we not laughing though. If you out there getting that bread as a brutition, we see you, but just don't say brutition. All right.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
All right, man. But Lone, did you hear either of the disses, man, before we close?
You're not interested in those
At all? Dame can rap, man. I gotta give it to him. Dame can rap.
You know, if I didn't have anything else to do, maybe. But in general, no.
You are the multitasking general.
He is. He get a lot of stuff done.
You can watch. You can watch
You know, I
a
don't.
whole series.
Yep.
Make a beat.
Yep.
Read a book.
Yep.
and like do some random other shit all at the same time,
Right.
and retain all of that shit.
Cook rice.
That's
You do that?
like a superpower, man. So
Well,
you had time.
I saw it today.
He definitely had time.
I just decided to do other things. No, I can't multitask sound stuff with other sound stuff. That's where it comes in.
I don't know. I think you probably
I can't watch something and listen to something and do something and then listen to something. That's too many listens. So
I don't know. I've seen you do it.
At least you broke it down.
yeah, no, I would listen to it. I saw it and I was like, well, maybe I'll get around to this.
I think you'd be surprised that what I think you said earlier.
It's not bad.
That you know that Dame can rap.
I know
right?
Dame can rap.
So
I know Shaq can rap. So I'm sure it's probably funny. It sounds like entertainment. I just
it
didn't
is
feel like
entertainment.
just didn't feel like being entertained today. I
Is
guess.
it better than when Shaq told Kobe, "Tell me how my ass tastes"?
Way better than
that.
that.
Way better than that.
Now that I would watch.
That was
whack,
like
though.
random at a club. Wasn't
At a
it?
club,
Yeah.
like after the Heat won
That's
the
funny.
championship. Yeah.
it's just crazy that
The
Shaq,
video's funny too.
Oh, 100%.
Like his facial expressions when he's saying it.
It's funny that Shaq and and Dame are like so much better than the majority of rappers today. Like that's crazy when you sit back and think about it. Like Dame is nicer than a lot of rappers that are out, that are mainstream, successful, whatever you want to call it. Dame is nicer.
That ain't
than-
hard to beat.
Yeah, I know a lot of
I mean,
rappers that
that's
are better
cool.
than a lot of the mainstream rappers.
Yeah, but I mean, just to see a
Personally.
hooper, an elite hooper. He's not some dude that's like he's an elite
People are-
basketball player in the
people
NBA that
I
can
mean,
actually
Dave
rap.
East used to hoop.
People are
Yeah, yeah.
multifaceted. You know, they can
Yeah.
do two things. You know what I mean?
I give him peace for it, man, because you know it's
Mason Betha used to hoop.
Give me two things you're
Cameron
really good
used
at.
to hoop.
What are you?
Cameron
What are you
did.
really good at? Two things you're really good at.
exclude music.
No, you can use music.
All right,
2 Chains. You said 2 Chains.
Two
Yeah,
Chainz.
2
I
Chainz
didn't,
could
but
hoop.
yeah, he hooped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Brown kind of nice.
For what, rapping?
Shit,
Not
Master
hooping.
P.
Master P is a good one.
He was in the
Master
league.
P
Yeah,
is a good
Master
Actually
one.
was in the league.
Yeah.
Master P is a good one. That's a good question. I gotta think about that long. But yeah, Master P was cold. Like
I'll
he
tell you
actually had a
something you
nice
good
pull
at.
up. See. Shout out to the cyber bullies out there. What's up,
Trolling.
man? Huh?
Trolling.
Yeah.
That's the definition of cyberbullying.
People know
What
that
you're doing?
And you're good at that.
Thank you.
Good at trolling.
Yeah. Okay.
It's our water under the bridge.
Well played.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Lone told me that this
What'd I tell you? What
this comment was what'd he say? Yeah, I know. I didn't realize this comment was old, but this comment is extremely dope and I think still relevant. And I saw this on my timeline. Somebody
That's
posted.
relevant to what we're speaking on now too.
There you go. So there was a Phonte comment. Somebody took a screenshot where he says, "When I was a kid, I'd listen to Kane, I'd listen to Rakim, and think, man, I'll never be this good." He says, "Kids today, they hear most hip hop and think, shit, I can do that. I truthfully, and they truthfully can." And I'm thinking to myself, Jay Moore just talked about, you know, it's not that hard. I heard him say that. Like, it's crazy to me to think about that, but I think it's been dumbed down to the point where people can actually look at it like, yo, I can get a YouTube page. I can do some dumb shit and get a million subscribers. I can get approached by a label because I've done those two things. And it's not, people don't pay attention to the attention to detail and the quality and the actual process of rapping. Like Rakim was on the Breakfast Club. He said all the shit they were coming up with, there was no YouTube for people to try to bite it. Like everything was original. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like people can see anything that pops up on YouTube, emulate it, and damn near become successful over, you know, a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that comment was really dope. I think it still applies to this day. I don't know how old it was, Long, but I think that shit is still relevant to this day.
Yeah, it's still relevant. I don't know how I view it.
Okay.
I mean, it's true. Like I don't know what it's like to be 18 in 2019. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what it's like to be a kid now. I know what it was like when I was growing up, and I remember seeing dope people do stuff and be like, oh, that'd be cool to be able to do that. Just like basketball players and whatever else, you know. You work towards it.
Did you ever feel like you couldn't? It was something that wasn't obtainable when you look at Most Def and you look at these cats. Like, did you ever look at that like, I don't think I could ever do that or get to that level?
No, I don't think but that's not my personality though. I never thought
Okay.
I couldn't do stuff, but I mean, but I could appreciate it for what it is. You know, like, I guess I'd never be Mos Def because I would never be Mos Def. But, you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. I definitely had lots of respect for different people. Like, oh, wow. Like, I remember the first time I saw 𝐀𝐿𝐲 break down the way that he raps. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then that just made me want to, like, learn what he did. So, to me, I guess that's the same thing as what the kids are doing. Except instead of 𝐿𝐲, it's DaBaby. or who else, you know? I mean, you know, or whoever else is inspired by whoever, you know. So
who just put a new project out, by the way.
I gotta peep that.
But
man.
you know what? When I listen to DaBaby, or when kids listen, I don't think he's one of those rappers where you can be like, oh, I could do that. Like when I hear DaBaby rap, it's funny because like you make sure you type in DaBaby all as one word as opposed to
Please do.
Baby.
Yeah, 100%.
It's weird. I don't know, whatever. He's one of the new cats, and I know a lot of people don't want to give him this because he came out kind of on some silly shit, but this dude can rap. Especially when you hear what he did on Dreamville.
DaBaby definitely can rap. I'm not.
But I'm saying, but there are a lot of other ones where I'm like, you know, if �Tekashi 6ix9ine, and this is aside from all the other stuff that he's going on to do, all that singing he does now, but if he can be a millionaire, why can't I be a millionaire? Because what I didn't see a whole great deal of skill in what he did. Is just marketing and a certain level of trolling, and everybody can do that.
Then maybe you can do that.
Then maybe you can.
Yeah, maybe you can. I that's why I say I don't know how I view that. Like I think from the angle that Phonte was saying it, I think it was less from a judgmental standpoint. Maybe more from it's just different. I don't know. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Difference is based on back then everybody wanted to be the best rapper.
Right.
Like I want to rap better than everybody that's out.
True.
Now it's more I just want to be known. I want to have fans. I want to get notoriety. I could care less about this rap shit because I can transition this rap shit into something else.
Yeah.
So as long as I get my foot in the door and people start looking at me and fucking with me, then everything else will fall into place. Whereas back in the day, everybody was more concerned about, I want to rap better than everybody else. Yeah. And I want this to drive me to the top. And this is where I'm at. Can't nobody fuck with me on this mic, period. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they were striving to do and be. And this is what it is.
Jump in, Spoolz.
I agree with what Terry said, and I think that it has had an impact on hip-hop overall. Tremendous impact on hip-hop overall. And when we have these discussions about the culture, that's where I start kind of delineating between the two. People who want to be really good at rapping and people who just want to be popular and famous.
Yeah, because these cats...
Both are fine at the end of the day. Like it's, and as consumers, we don't have to consume either or both. You know what I mean? It's our choice.
Yep.
But that's where I always kind of delineate between the two because I think somehow hip-hop culture almost splintered off into the other side where hip-hop isn't, you know, being able to rap well isn't as important.
Because it's pretty much included in pop culture now.
Absolutely,
so,
yes.
With it being popular...
That's pop rap.
Right. With it being popular and in the most consumed genre of music now, it's a lot easier for somebody to just be like, wake up tomorrow and be like, I decided I want to rap today and have some clever or cool hook, post that shit on YouTube or wherever, and next year this time they big and they put no work in.
Yep.
And I think as we get older, we have to, I guess, understand and get a grasp of, you know, how the game changes, but also just understand evolution. Like you always talk about cycles, like stuff comes back around, you know, it's gonna come back around. So it's weird to kind of watch it from the outside looking in. Like if you want to exclude yourself from being a producer or a DJ or whatever, just look at it from a consumer standpoint, how things have changed. And then when you get into the bag of being an artist, that's a whole different bag, but it still applies. Like things have changed. Yeah. So I'm just curious to see what the next movement or wave is going to be? What's the next way in? Is this way going to be sustainable where people are still going to be able to, you know, do crazy shit, have a catchy hook, upload it, get X amount of followers, and then you on? Is that going to sustain itself, or is it going to be another way? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like Lone said, we're not teenagers in 2019.
Right.
So we don't know exactly how they view things.
Right.
We can only speak on what was going on when we were 19.
Right.
So, for example, Pharaoh Monch first album came out 20 years ago.
Right.
So we all were pretty much around that age at that time. So that album in itself was, what would you classify that as? Like a Pharaoh Monch album.
Internal Affairs?
Internal Affairs.
Yeah.
That was 20 years ago today?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That album. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I got on Pharaoh
crazy,
later,
man.
a little bit later.
That's a classic album.
Yeah, but I remember. But I went back and revisited. You're right. I agree with him. I went back and revisited it, and I had homies that were like, "Yo, you need to check dude out." You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. I don't want to.
In the same breath, though, you had him.
Yep.
You had Cash Money.
You did.
You had No Limit Records.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say No Limit and Cash Money were trying not to be the best rappers, because I think they did have a lot to prove. Manny Fresh is one of the best producers of all time, in my opinion.
Facts.
Beats by the Pound were clowning. Mystical was dope.
Mac was out.
Mac was dope. I mean, look at Lil Wayne, how he ascended.
The majority of those cats weren't very good.
Silk the Shockers.
I'm just
ad-libs.
talking about the basic core people. I'm not
I
talking
agree
about
with you. Yeah.
everybody else. I mean, Silk.
All those people you
even
named.
though he didn't,
Silk
he was
not good.
the
all.
original Blueface. He actually had some cool shit. But
Charge to the
that's a
Game
whole
is one of
nother-
the best
Man.
No Limit albums to come
Yeah.
out, for the
Well-
record.
well,
Oh man, his
Juvie.
first album, The Shocker's better than Charge It to the Game.
See, I ain't
But I
gonna-
feel like-
gonna
I
get
feel
my
like
blood pressure up with that. I ain't gonna do that.
If we take it back to that era, like I feel like the comparable would be like Dreamville, Joey Badass Pro Era, TDE.
Okay.
That's the head.
Comparable.
That's the head hip hop, right?
Yep.
And then we have the Cash Money, No Limit, which kind of got clowned by everybody that liked the other stuff. That's the popular mainstream kid type Migos style. Like it's different. It's like it's broken back up.
I would say
into
even back
those.
then it wouldn't have even been the mainstream. It was more.
Because No Limit
was-
had an underground.
Yeah, there was
vibe
more
too, though.
underground to
Yeah,
that. It was
it was
more
real
kind of
underground.
underground, and you had to really know what was going on. Because if you think about it, back then, MTV and BET and all that shit actually showed music videos. So that told you what all the popular shit was, and
But you had
what
to-
people were consuming.
But you had to find, like when we were in high school, one of my guys, Robert Allen, he used to buy No Limit every week. That's how I knew what was going on, because I'd see what he bought every Tuesday or Thursday, whatever the day was. He'd buy it, we flip it over on the back and see what's coming up next.
You can't really
But-
call No Limit and Cash Money underground though.
I think No Limit.
At the beginning,
their
I would
movement
say.
was
I
So
definitely
check this out.
underground.
When my first intro to Cash Money specifically was Juvenile's
Ha.
right?
Mine as well.
And
Okay.
when I went and got that album, 400 Degrees, which is a
Great
really
album.
fucking good album.
Facts.
I then, started doing my research or whatever, and I was like, holy shit, like all these dudes that are part of this group, you know what I mean? Like, so like, BG especially, and Wayne, who was super young at the time.
Turk.
And Turk, like, but BG had put 6 albums out.
Yeah,
by
Yeah,
that
before
time.
that.
Yeah.
And like the Hot Boys had put out projects, and like
If
I was
they had
like,
Let It
wow.
Burn was out before that.
I was like,
No,
yeah,
Let It Burn. That came out after the first Hot Boys. That's actually broke after they'd broken up.
What was the one that was right before the first Hot Boy?
Was it? I know what you're talking about, because I remember Wayne had the little.
Was it Give It To
afro.
Him Raw? No, that's
Soulja
that's
Slim.
Soulja Slim. But they had another one that came out before that.
And what I was saying before about like the majority of those guys not being that great, like that's not a put down to either of those labels. I mean, like No Limit, like C Murder was dope. Mac was really dope.
Mystical was dope.
Mystical.
But Mystical had been
Soulja
out
Slim,
before
rest
that.
in peace.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
And they all had,
who fucked with everybody and
Yeah.
ended up doing his own thing with Cutthroat Committee and like,
Yep.
yeah.
but the reason why I brought all of them up is because they all had their own particular sound and style, you know what I'm saying, individually.
100%.
There wasn't anybody that was necessarily trying to rap like this person or this person.
Right.
And they became the ones that were influential for the following generation.
Like, to me, when you talk about No Limit, you talk about Cash Money, like, there's no way that you can say they did not influence.
Oh, no. There's
Like,
no way.
To me, you can't tell hip hop's story without them.
You still hear
There's
their
no way you
influence
can-
today.
Oh,
Thank
man. I'll
you.
tell you guys what. This is actually a really good conversation because I'm reading a biography about Pimp C right now.
Shout out to
And,
rest in peace, Pimp C.
Absolutely. And it's interesting to hear about some of the people that they would connect with, especially in the South back in the early to mid 90s or whatever, before they all got popular. Like,
Facts.
they knew Gangsta Nip. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
before Cash Money and No Limit, you had Rap A Lot,
Yeah.
which really kind of kicked it off for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting, man. I think what we're all talking about, because everybody we've talked about so far in that vein has been from the South. You know what I mean?
100%.
So there seems to be a different, for the most part at least, just in the history of it, culture of like support
Yeah.
down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
And it benefited and blossomed into them becoming more well-known artists throughout the country.
Because if you think about it, when we talk about No Limit, right? We all were privy to, aware when they came out. Like, when I talked about the underground vibe, it was just from the standpoint of, if you went to, we had Karma Records and Anderson, so we go, you had a singles or
Get
a
your
Sam,
incense.
yeah, Music Land, whatever. You get your 𝐀𝐁𝐎𝐿, I'm talking about, get all that. But they had certain albums that would come out where I'd see those and I'd be like, okay, I know those are supposed to be there. But the No Limit joints were, to me, they were a limited quantity. It was like, all right, I got to find these. So my guy that I was telling you about, he would always have them. So I always looked at them as underground until a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Like when Ice Cream Man came out.
If you think about who all had visuals or videos out, the only people that had videos was Master P,
Yep.
Silk, Mia X,
Okay.
C Murder, Mystical.
So what was your first No Limit memory, honestly?
Make him say,
That was for you? Make
Really?
him say on Ghetto Dope?
That's
Okay.
not even Ghetto Dope.
My
That's the
fir-
first thing that I remember from them.
Mine is the true double disc.
Mine was when they did their tribute song to Tupac, and I think they had that album like Down South Riders, because I had
Down South Hustlers. Yeah.
I remember I had a homie when I was at SIU Carbondale. Like, he was from Memphis, so he was up on South music way before everyone else. So he would bring. So I heard some of that stuff as far back as '95.
What's your first
Yeah,
No Limit
mine.
memory?
I would have to say it was West Coast Bad Boy. West Coast
Bad. That's
yeah.
right.
So, and it had like a chick turned around. You could see her ass. There was like
Yeah.
a
Of course.
Yep.
Bars and Vogue's Rim.
Yep.
That, and I would probably say The Ghetto's Trying to Kill Me.
Really? That's a pretty early one. That's
Yeah.
one of his first albums. I think it might be his second album.
I think
Yeah.
it was Ice Cream Man on
Ice
that?
Cream Man was like
Yeah.
no, Ice Cream Man was his third album.
Yeah, that wasn't on there. It
I
was
believe third or fourth.
There's a lot of people in the neighborhood bumping that shit heavy early. You know what I'm saying? Because
But what year was Mr. Ice Cream Man?
that was
97?
96.
96.
The first song I kind of really liked. I remember I was with my cousins, and there was a song off the Rhyme and Reason soundtrack,
Yep.
and
I have that on vinyl at home, man.
and
That's classic.
The song we liked, there was a Dog Pound song with Mac 10 we liked, but the B-side was "Is There a Heaven for a Gangster?"
Yep.
And that was a song I wound up liking that song a lot.
That's also a
96
documentary.
was the Ice Cream Man.
96.
That makes sense to
Culture.
why I thought they were mainstream, though. If I didn't
If you heard
listen-
Make Him Say
I think the first, it was probably 97 or 98. when I
Ice Cream
first
Man
heard
was
them.
96, so Ghetto Dope would have been
Make Him Say
Ghetto
No
Dope
was a
came out
mainstream.
97.
Was a
No,
mainstream.
that was I remember
song.
that was 98, 97.
98.
Would you guys agree with that?
I would
What's that?
agree.
Make Him Say was a mainstream
Huge
song.
Yeah,
it was a huge record.
But by the time that they were around, I was a sophomore in high school, I think, freshman or sophomore. So it was 97, 98. I didn't have any problem finding their music anywhere.
Yeah.
See,
That's why I was like, okay.
I'm not mad at that. That actually makes
By that
sense.
time, it was everywhere.
Yeah, but for me, the memory would be the Ice Cream Man, only because my cousin, shout out to my cousin Shay, I remember her vividly being in the hallway, and I was strapped in, super Wu-Tang backpack. I don't want to hear nothing else. And I remember her walking by me like, "Man, you sleep on the ice cream, man." I was like, "What the fuck? Who is that?" She's like, "Man, Master P. I'm telling you, they cold. So I listened to the Ice Cream Man. I heard the Ice Cream Man, the truck come on, the noise come on, the beginning or whatever sound for the truck. I was like, okay, this is whack. And as I continued
Mike
to
was
listen,
an old head, 96.
100%. I wasn't going. But as I continued to listen, I was like, all right, I can fool with this. And then as they started dropping more albums, I was like, okay, these dudes going to be around for a while.
Yeah, Hustle Hand was cold, man. And they have Naptown ties. Dope Fiend Willie is from Indianapolis.
There you go.
Their management, Lucky Smith, is from Indianapolis.
There you go.
They were a staple here early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we went to No Limit High School, so
100%.
I think everybody in Indianapolis either went to No Limit High School or 3-6 Mafia High School.
We definitely went to No Limit.
You definitely went to 3-6 Mafia High School.
And some No Limit High Schools.
Yeah,
So,
Pike was heavy with 3-6 Mafia. Warren was kind of a toss up between No Limit and 3-6 Mafia.
Anderson, we was 100% No Limit.
Warren, did you guys go to Brother Lynch High School there?
No,
What was Brother Lynch High School?
I don't know who had Brother Lynch High School.
nah.
Lawrence
So
Central. No, I don't know. I don't have.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Ha was the first joint
Just
I
say
heard
that.
Cash Money.
from Cash Money too. I remember the video. I was like, "What is this video?"
Oh, I loved it when I saw it, man.
And it was just different.
Yep.
And it was so different, and it was. He rhymed everything with "ha." I was like,
I was like, all
but
right.
it didn't even rhyme well. It was just like, "Huh, ha, ha, ha." I was like, "This is different."
Chicks everywhere in the
story,
video.
man.
No, that was the one where it was filmed. Like they had that yellow Lamborghini in the middle of the projects.
Yeah.
It
In the
was
junkyard.
ridiculous.
I think Bun B's in that video, sitting in the Lamborghini.
Spoolz hit the. Go ahead.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
go ahead.
Spoolz hit the nail on the head with that TRU double disc though. Like that right there, like it was to me.
Well, there was
it
another
so-
TRU double disc
The one
before
with
the
the
one with the
handshake.
3 faces
Yeah.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was cool. But what I'm saying,
I
is
didn't know that until I got that first though, and then went back, and you're like, oh, I'm that and the I'm About It soundtrack.
Yeah.
and,
About it, yeah.
the orange ski
the
mask.
first
joint.
True, yeah.
That second one though, to me, that's the one that has Swamp on it.
Oh, yeah.
Like all of that, like them joints
Yeah,
was
that mug
cold.
had hits on it.
The reason I brought up Brother Lynch is because there's a lot of people in Indy that
No, they
like
did fuck
our age that
Yeah.
like Brother Lynch a lot.
Yeah, they messed with him hardcore. I mean, he was even on the I'm About It soundtrack.
Yes.
Jay Moore got it as a ringtone.
Situation Dirty.
Yeah.
Don't put that out there.
I had one of them CDs. You remember those? It was It was one of those. I think it was a Source CD. It was like a compilation or
Oh
something.
wow.
And it had a Master P joint on there. Actually, I got hip to a lot of random artists through that. E40 actually.
See, I was on 40 from.
Legend.
This was like 97, 98.
Because I was on 40 from when,
One Love was my first intro, probably. To
in a major way.
Saberho. We
95.
was on that and heavy in St. Louis.
In a major way, man. That was
Yeah, in a major way.
He had this song where it's
that
like, this
got
one
me.
chick, she was so sprung.
Oh, you said you got this like with free with a source?
It was with like a Source CD or something, I think.
Remember when they used to give those CDs out like as promotionals
100%.
or tapes?
Yep.
Like you might. The worst promotional tape I ever got, I got with a can of Magic Shave. With the Walgreens, I was like, oh, it comes with a free tape. It had
Well, all right.
old songs from Select Records on it. But I was like, well, I like hip hop and I need my Magic Shave, so let me just go ahead and hook up and get this tape.
Nice. You still
That's
got it?
funny.
Somewhere probably in my parents' house, there's that Magic Shave Select hits
That's
tape.
awesome.
What was the first Cash Money joint you guys heard?
Huh.
Was it Ha?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sleeping.
But it
on
blew
all the
up
stuff
after that,
previous
though.
to that. Yeah.
I didn't
I would
know
probably
all the other
say
stuff was regional.
Badass Yellow Boy.
Oh,
Or
I found that
I
later.
would say DJ Jimmy.
Well,
You
because that's what
messing with him,
Juvenile
huh?
used to be down with.
Yeah. Juvenile was with DJ Jimmy.
400
that's the
Degrees
first
was
Cash
good.
Money that you heard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 degrees messed me up.
Yeah,
That was good. That was
I
was
never
like,
heard
oh,
UNLV.
I
UNLV
didn't
when he
either.
had the Badass Yellow Boy.
Yeah.
Shh,
That was
be
Cash
quiet.
Money.
Tonight is the night.
Didn't one or one of those dudes pass away?
He passed away
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
I think he got killed.
I think a few of those dudes that back in the day got killed. Though.
Yeah.
Oh, I think everybody in UNLV is either dead or in jail.
Yeah. Rest
You know
in
what?
peace to them.
I gotta quit. Let's pay these bills real quick. Shout out to bringingdowntheband.com as always. That's the hub. They always, we always have everything new, related to the new old heads plus new music. Got a dope playlist, so y'all make sure y'all rock with us.
People
there.
know this.
I'm just saying, make sure they know it. Printfinity is always sponsor. Jay Diff is the CEO for that, so take care of your people. Shout out to your people. Take care of your people. Coleman Dental as well. 317-255-8546. Thank you, Long.
Shouts
Get
to
your teeth
Dr.
is
Coleman.
right. Indie CD and vinyl as well. They always lace us with vinyl for the raffles that you guys will get if you become patrons. And also make sure you go to Bringing Down the Band. Search that, find that on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And then, as always, No Bad Ideas. They take care of us and lace us with continuous heat, continuous hats. So we really appreciate them as well. Now, I know we talking heavy about this No Limit Cash Money. It's kind of gone to that conversation.
Yeah, it kind of took legs,
and that's cool
was
though.
More about the simplicity of how these young artists.
It's cool though. It's cool. There's a lot of people that will watch
We
this.
tried
and
to
they'll
liken
relate.
it to our generation,
Right.
Like
Yeah.
what we saw, and it wasn't a simplicity down south. It was just different. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what I meant by nobody sounded like anybody.
100%.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
they weren't trying to mimic anybody. They
And
wanted,
didn't care.
It wasn't really about being the best rapper, but it was about being and holding your own.
Yeah.
And knowing can't nobody fuck with you on what you doing. Just like how Pimp C was always brolic and how he talked about the shit that they did.
Yeah.
He would say, in some cases, this ain't hip hop. These is country rap tunes.
Yeah.
Because of how
Yep.
he felt like he was expressing himself. And he knew that he probably can't get in the ring with somebody he necessarily looked up to. I mean, he was on Country Cousins with 𝗀𝗲𝗄 𝗀𝗡.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a dope record,
these
too.
are people that he fucked with, but he's like, well, let me stay in my lane. This is what I want to do. I have my own lane. I don't want nothing with none of them. I'm a differentiate it right here, right now. I'm gonna let you know what I'm doing.
So in reading the book, I think about like a third of the way through it, he talks that comes up, and that kind of came out of a
This Pimp
I don't
C's
know,
book.
one of the books that have been written about him, but like New York artists kind of hating on them in the South.
Yeah.
And that's
know.
where I was going to go with this in general. That's where my original stem from, South first, East. It's similar to
Yeah,
what
the
it is
East,
now. You know, like up north, we hated on the South in general, and especially the East Coast. Well, maybe not necessarily Midwest, but
No, not the mid. I would say East Coast.
But definitely
I
East
think I said
Coast.
North before.
But
didn't
Us
matter.
being in the Midwest, we got a little bit of everything, I would say.
Well,
Yeah,
you
for
know
sure.
what? I think it's always, when you talk about American music, but specifically Black American music, this goes back to the blues, this goes back to R&B. There's always been regional differences in the music. I mean, what they were doing in Detroit at Motown was completely different from what they were doing in Stax.
Facts.
In Memphis. It's completely different from
Yeah.
the sound that came out of Ohio when you're talking about the funk of Bootsy and then you talk about Zapp and Roger and then what was going on the West Coast. It just doesn't extend itself to hip hop. It covers all forms of music.
Shout out to
Absolutely.
Al Green
Absolutely.
and that Memphis sound too, because they were heavy on
But
that.
it was
It's
even
even-
in the hip hop thing though. The West Coast didn't necessarily disrespect down south rappers,
Right.
Like the East
They
Coast
built with
did.
them.
For sure.
Like the East
definitely
Coast,
built
like
with 'em.
if you remember when Outkast got Best Artist of the Year,
Yeah.
it got kind of somber when they announced it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were boos.
Yeah,
They
because
beat Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, imagine that.
Rightfully so, though.
You know what
in
I'm
my
saying?
opinion, rightfully so.
I mean, but and you see the difference now though.
Yeah.
So East Coast sound has evolved into this hybrid of whatever's popular. There are some. All right, so you have a Joey Badass that you can definitely tell is from New York.
Yeah.
You have Dave East.
Yeah.
Sky Zoo.
Scott,
But
those type people.
Dave East is still teetering. Like, I hear a lot of his production going towards.
But it's not all right, so ASAP Rocky.
All right.
ASAP Rocky's sound isn't just New York. He has a New York swag, but his shit is Midwest.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So East Coast, their sound, they lost it by I would say ignoring everything else that was going on.
Well,
And that's why the people that are the top, Jay-Z is still the top rapper from New York.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? From New York,
I don't know.
that still puts out shit. Mainstream.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. I have to
I
really
would say
think about
Nas.
that one.
Him or Nas. Him or Nas.
Well, okay, same. It's in the same cloth. You know what I'm saying? I'm
From
saying
New York,
there's nobody new that came in and took on that, and they've been out since '94.
Would you argue for Cardi B?
No.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, when you're talking about recent New York rappers, who's
Yeah.
bigger than Cardi B?
Well,
It's
I
true.
mean, well,
Not right now, yeah.
Are we talking?
And then you have 50. 50 was hot for a while.
Are we talking? But are we talking
French
popularity and sales, or are we talking carving out a sound? She sounds exactly like everybody else. Literally exactly like.
I
everybody else.
I wouldn't say that about her because she made a lane
she
for
got her own
herself,
I disagree.
and
I don't think
she put that lane into where like everything she touches.
I'm not
makes a way for itself.
I'm not knocking her for her movement. I disagree when we say she stands out from everyone else in terms of her sound. I disagree with that. Like a lot of the stuff that I heard on her album, a lot of that shit sounds like anything else I would put into a pool of mainstream music today. That's me. I don't
But
think
she stands out
Talking about,
above
like,
the rest
as
of the
far as, like,
mainstream
East Coast sound.
artists.
Yeah, like I don't listen to I don't hear Cardi B records and be like, yo, I know 100% she's from Brooklyn. No, like everything that she makes.
When I heard Bodak Yellow, my knock against why I didn't think initially it would work is because I thought it was too New York.
Nah, not me.
I don't think regional. I've been
Not
saying
me.
this for years. I think regional music has kind of been going away, and it's slipping away, and it's gonna go away.
If
to
it
an
ain't
extent.
gone.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They're always going to be like the grassroots of everything. But as far as popular culture is concerned, are we gonna have a popular culture New York, a popular culture Atlanta, a popular culture West Coast?
But can you honestly listen to?
Like really?
Can you honestly listen to a Future record? Listen to that for what it is, like just a popular Future record. Listen to a Drake record. To me, they damn near 9 times out of 10, they're damn near going to be the same thing. Like there is no, you know how many dope producers and hip hop people that are in Canada that have nothing to do with Drake?
Yeah.
Cardinal Official, all these types of cats. Like
A Boogie with the Hoodie is from New York. Does he sound like a New York rapper?
no,
No,
to me, no.
I think Dave does though.
Yeah, I think
Dave
Dave.
East.
I think
does
Dave
encompass
East
it.
does. Obviously, Sky Zoo does, but Sky Zoo to me is too much like right. When I say that,
Yeah,
I
but
mean
these are
they're
New
not
York
gonna put-
rappers who've been influenced by New York rappers. You
That
gotta
are
understand,
staying in New
A Boogie
York.
with the Hoodie's been influenced by whatever
He's
was
younger.
popping.
He's younger,
at
so
the
I
time.
agree with that.
I see what Mike's saying. I get the point of what Mike is saying, but I think, and to Sean's point, I think I disagree just a little bit because I think region is always gonna. It may, like, you know, there is no more East Coast West Coast beef. Like, there's probably not going to be any shit like that, but there still is, like, things are. I guess I don't know. I know you know this, but like things are looked at regionally.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And certain regions have had massive influence on everybody else, more so than any other point in hip hop. Not to say it hasn't happened before, not to say West Coast gangster rap didn't influence other places, or, you know, any, you know, East Coast shit didn't influence other people. You know what I mean? Like, of course that's always happened, but like right now, dude, Atlanta is it. And it has been
been
it
for a
for like
while.
For a
like
long
probably
while.
15 years.
Yeah.
And
So-
they've influenced the overall popular hip hop sound in all other regions.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's fair. But then when we talk about like, who's the guy? A Boogie with the Hoodie. What's he sound like to you guys? Does he sound more Atlanta or does he sound
100%.
more New York?
I would say more
I'd say more Atlanta.
I don't know. I mean, it's
With
hard
New
to
York
say.
dialect?
Just to,
No,
like,
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even know what
It's
I would
tough to, like,
classify
put it
him
like that.
as.
I guess
Atlanta.
what my point is more so that like the regionality that we had in like the 90s and even 2000s to an extent
Doesn't
in
exist.
popular culture, just it's not there anymore. I don't think it's there.
You have-
I
you
still
have-
think we have the purists in the forum that do that. You know, like E40's from the Bay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
G-Eazy's from the Bay. Maybe that's the one area that the popular culture can kind of distinguish
it's
itself.
like
different.
globalization, man.
I
It
would
is.
say that West
Thomas
Coast,
Friedman, man.
Man.
West Coast does have a true sound,
I think the
Not
West Coast is the
overall.
most consistent.
but you can't. New York has a consistent sound too because you have Griselda, who's definitely sounds New Yorkish to me.
I see. For the record, I love Griselda. We know that. We all we rock with them. I don't think Griselda's sound is
unique to Buffalo?
Not necessarily, but I don't think they are powerful enough yet to influence to be able to say, all right, so the New York sound is trending this way. I don't
No,
think
I'm
they're
not saying
quite
it's
there
trending
yet.
that way, but I'm saying their sound sounds East Coast to me.
100%. 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I think
I
their
can-
sound is. I think it's. I don't know. The reason why I asked that question, I don't think they're. I mean, I think they're exclusive to Buffalo.
To
like
Buffalo?
that sound that comes out of there, but like they don't sound like they've been influenced by Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
that much.
no.
Like they
Yeah,
sound
hell
like
no.
their own thing.
Which I appreciate.
The only thing I can say is the production is that you can obviously tell it's been heavily influenced by like Soul Assassins and other folks like that over the
And
years
Rock
who
a
make
bit.
those grimier.
See, and the thing is with
Primo.
that, the thing is with that is when you say Soul Assassins versus
West
Primo,
Coast.
Soul Assassins is very West Coast, and
Facts.
there's a part where the hip hop in the West Coast, L.A., San Diego, and certain regions around there, that underground hip hop has a bounce, has like a West Coast bounce to East Coast like feel. It's like an East Coast
Yeah.
feel with a West Coast bounce. So like if you think like Exile or you think like oh man,
I think
there's
Or
so-
Soul
kind of like
Assassins
Ice
are
Cube
completely
when
different.
he
Soul
got with
Assassin.
the Bomb Squad.
I think Soul Assassins are completely different. When you listen to Muggs' production, I mean, there's shit he doesn't even use drums in. That's been going on forever. That's the type
but
of shit
Alchemist
that like.
is out there as well.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Who actually is bringing that back? Hey, I think he's
But
spearheaded bringing that back.
Madlib's out there as well. You know
Sure,
what I mean?
facts.
So like, even though you have the historic sounds of mainstream West Coast,
Yeah.
you can't say Alchemist, Madlib, Soul Assassins are mainstream hip hop, right? So that is like this interesting fusion of both.
True.
I just think the West Coast.
Alchemist is technically, I think, part of Soul Assassins.
Is he?
I think so.
They used to have a ton of
Yeah, they
like
had-
underground
they-
producers that were
Yeah.
just
Their
crazy
collective was
good.
crazy.
I think, or he's like, if not, he's very strongly affiliated or something.
But the thing about the West Coast, what I've always loved, and to this day they are still, in my opinion, just my opinion, they are sticking. They have been the truest to their sound outside of people from the South. Like when I hear Kendrick, I don't hear Atlanta. I hear West Coast music. When I hear J-Rock, I hear West Coast music. When I hear Ab-Soul, when I hear Schoolboy, or any of these guys that are really out there, like I hear West Coast music.
Here's the
Nip,
kicker, though. Here's
rest
the
in
kicker.
peace of
They're
Nip.
a fusion though.
Nip was
Yeah.
100% West Coast music.
Here's the kicker. The West Coast style is actually Midwest because that swing came
from
from
Ohio.
Ohio.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Influence,
Bootsy
yep.
and
Yep.
and
Jay Dilla, swing, heavy swing.
well, yeah, that's Detroit.
Zap and Roger.
I'm talking,
Yeah.
Zap
I
and
know what you're
Roger.
talking about. I know what you're
Ohio
talking about.
players.
But
That's
a
kind of their
2-hour
fusion.
drive though. I mean, that's where even a
Yeah.
lot of the
I'm with
Motown
that.
stuff.
You know what
like,
I think makes this unique to your point, as far as why maybe regionally things haven't or aren't as maybe as not important or whatever it was that you said. It's not the same. Back in the day, you worked with people who were from your same city or state
Right.
most times. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All that shit was homegrown.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays, we were talking about, Kendrick or
Yeah.
sounds from the West Coast, but he had on his last album, didn't cats from 808 Mafia produce like multiple tracks on there, like dudes from Atlanta?
100%.
Mike Will produced some stuff.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
from. I mean, he's from Atlanta. He might not be an 808 Mafia, but like you can get production from different places or different people,
And just the
now.
artistry
Like,
and the influencers.
yeah,
I think the interesting thing about Atlanta and like LA and those specific artists is that that's where the artists go anyways.
Yeah.
Like people that leave everywhere, they go to Atlanta
It's the
or
hub,
to LA.
100%.
Yep.
It's one of
Yeah,
those
it's
two
the hub.
areas.
it is that. Yeah.
And if you think about it, to Spool's point about, going to get other sounds and reaching out, like one of the collabs to me, just in hip hop history, that kind of not threw me off, but I was like, oh, okay, was when I heard Dre produce on the Firm album. I was like, oh, okay, this works.
Man,
But-
you know who's
You know what?
Did it really
You know what I'm
work?
saying? Like I thought it worked.
On that album?
I listened. I
wasn't
thought
that
it worked.
great.
Outside of
album.
Phone Tap, did it really work?
Phone tap work.
Phone Tap was cold.
Phone
Come on,
tap.
don't
Yeah, I
do
said
that.
outside of Phone Tap.
Come on, man. The
No, you're
joint-
right. Jay
the-
Moore's right.
The joint that Dre did with for Nas.
Okay, out of how many tracks?
Yeah, that
Maybe
was
two.
I'm just saying
That was on Nas's record.
I remember buying that.
that was
used.
cold.
I bought that. I
Yeah,
bought
the
that
Firm
album.
is a bad example.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you know whose sound I always liked though regionally. To be honest,
I like
even
that
though they're
too,
done,
the
it was Houston.
Yeah.
They had their own thing going, man.
Still
I don't
do.
know. I
Still
think,
do.
yeah, they still do for sure. But like, I remember when it like got popular. I feel like at the eye always like swing, and before it went to Atlanta, it was on like Houston. I feel like
we
for a
have
while.
a unique sound, I think, with some artists here in Indianapolis too. I think I can find it.
Yeah.
I mean, we have artists that do everything, but it's definitely we have a sound here, I think.
Chicago has a sound, or drill music is from Chicago. You
They
can
did
hear,
with
you
the
can hear
drill
how
music.
it like permeated into other places.
Drill music, oh my God, the influence from drill music in Chicago, Chief Keef and Dirk and all them
Oh, yeah.
kids, man. And,
Yeah.
what's the kid's name passed away? JoJo. Rest in peace, he passed away.
Rest
All
in
those
peace.
kids influenced a lot.
Lil
of-
Reese.
Lil Reese. All those dudes, man, like they have a huge influence
yeah.
on music. Then you go to the Migos. I always tell people, say what you want about the Migos, but the Migos, their actual influence on rap is undeniable. Everybody sound like them.
Do you guys think that am I crazy to say that the Migos you can hear some drill music?
No, I think you.
I don't think you're
can.
crazy to say
In it.
that.
I think you
No.
can.
I hear drill
Yeah.
music every week I'm in the club, and it's not by people from Chicago. There's definitely an influence there.
Well, that's a huge influence. Doja Cat, she's a huge influencer.
Yeah.
She did the cow song, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she got
Popular culture is
Her
just
videos
influence.
are amazing.
Yeah,
Whatever
man.
goes
If
viral
you have
is
never seen a
influence.
Doja Cat video, you should probably watch
new
one
one?
after this show goes off.
Yeah.
She's a farter.
Oh, okay.
She says it in her song.
All right.
I love that self-awareness.
She's talking about being a cow.
Oh, cool.
It's like-
Talking about
choice.
methane gas.
Said
She's a
methane flow.
farter.
Don't do that, Jay Moore.
Okay.
Uh,
Brown patties.
Contributing
quick-
to climate issues.
real quick though, before we get out of
Right?
here,
Yeah, no, just thinning that ozone layer.
real quick before we get out of here, I want to ask this question. And you have to be brief, to the point. Top 5 personal,
Great.
No Limit albums.
I
Oh,
don't.
man.
They
You
come
gotta
to your
pick
mind.
top
I'm not
I can
gonna
give them
top
to you.
five.
I can give you mine.
I
can give you
can't.
3,
I don't like
4,
them
5.
enough to answer.
Okay.
I mean, I'll
That's
give
fair.
you the True Double album.
Okay.
Boom.
I'll give you Ghetto Dope.
All right.
Do that
I'll
one.
give you Mystical Unpredictable.
That's
All
my
right.
number
I'll
one.
give you Max Shell Shock.
Thank you, sir.
I'll give you probably Soulja Slim. Give it to him raw.
All right.
Those are
Spoolz.
Or
those are
actually-
5 really good albums.
Actually, I could actually switch that one out with, because even though people don't give Silk to Shocker, his rapping skills is kind of.
Don't even say.
But
don't even say.
Charges to the Game was
You
good.
gonna aggravate Spoolz? Don't do that.
Charge to the Game over the Shocker.
100%.
Why? Because UGK is on it. And there's
No.
a bunch of
'Cause A-Ball and
features and
JG is
stuff
on it.
Yeah,
And-
there's a bunch of good features on it for
It's
sure.
better than the Shocker.
Shocker was
didn't.
alright.
Yeah, I thought the Shocker as far as, but all those except
Mia.
I might sub out. I know everybody liked Unpredictable a lot from Mystical, but
Yes.
I might put Ice Cream Man in there for that one.
All right, so I'm gonna go Charge to the Game. I'm going Charge to the Game. Shell Shock by Mac.
Everybody get to fighting.
Man, spot you as a move a busy and sexy in the car like it's going the fastest. Jumping from real fast. Anyway, I'm going Charge to the Game, Max Shell Shock, the TRU double disc, Ghetto Dope, and give me,
Dude, I really like the I'm About It soundtrack.
That is good.
you know what? And give me Young Bleed.
Yeah,
Young Bleed.
My Balls in My Word.
Yeah, give me Young Bleed's album.
So nobody's going to mention
It's between Young, hold on.
Unladylike,
Hold on, it's going to be
and nobody's
between
going to mention There's One in Every Family by Fiend.
No, between Young Bleed and then C Murder's joint.
Yeah, Life or
to me,
Death.
man.
Yes,
What's the truth behind Fiend wrote a
Shout
lot
out
of
to
their
me,
stuff?
X.
It's
did, though,
probably
actually.
true.
Yeah.
Oh, Fiend.
No, well,
Fiend
yeah.
was writing a lot
No,
of stuff.
Fiend was
I
a
ain't
hell
gonna
of a
lie.
ghostwriter.
I'm talking about in the industry though. He was writing a lot of shit. Yeah.
So
Jay Moore,
my top 5 are Unpredictable, and then Maya, because she was on that feature with Mystical, and she's just gorgeous.
Maya's cold.
That's it.
I think
Go,
she
Jay
purred.
Moore.
No,
Give me
I mean,
five
like,
real quick.
I can't really, honestly, I just didn't like.
Come on, man, we ran
I
out of
never-
time, bro.
I never spent money on No Limit Records. I liked, like I said, Max Shell Shock.
Okay.
You know, I hope he gets out.
Word.
I liked Unladylike by Mia X. I just thought Mia X was a dope rapper.
Okay.
That get her
That's
props
true.
in
I
the
agree with
day.
that.
That's true.
And of course, I thought Fiend. There's One in Every Family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who Got That Fire was on that.
That joint was cold. That's it, Jay Moore.
No, I don't have any. I don't have any more than that.
All right, so what we found out was
The Ghetto Twins. I don't know what.
Fuck no.
Cain and Abel.
Cain and Abel. No.
there's actually a
Mr.
list.
Servon. I don't know.
There's actually a list of the 25 most ridiculous pen and pixel album covers. We have to do that next time.
Little Italy.
Big Bear. He's on that
Stop,
list.
man. They had an artist named Full Blooded. That
Big
shit was
Bear.
stupid. Hey, Big Bear is stupid. All right, man. We'll see y'all next week for the entire crew. Make sure you search bringingdowntheband.com or Bringing Down the Band on YouTube. Hit the notification. Hit the bell. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.